setting all my stuff. Good morning. Hello. What are we doing? We're guys, I don't think I've ever been as excited to okay, first of all, I took last week off. Hello. For my birthday here. Of course, like I was, I always post on Instagram and, I'll TK every day and stuff, but I was like, I'm just gonna take a week off of YouTube. And I'm not saying I regretted it, but like come Friday last week, I was like, okay. And then over the weekend and Monday, I was like, okay, like, come on. So I was really excited to talk to you guys. We have so much randomness to catch up on. I did not even have a topic for today's video, other than I was just gonna tell you guys what I've been doing lately. Some things that I've grabbed, some things I got for my birthday, which are unexpected. Some sort of like a few little shameful things. Just don't even look over there. We won't talk about it. Oh, this is not a, someone's like, what is that? One time I had something laying in the back of a video one time. I mean, it could have been worse. You could see a lot worse. And they were like, got you. I see your vape. I'm like, first of all, I've never done that. No judgment. Maybe I should. No, I'm just kidding. I was like, okay. So what? If it was, but it wasn't. But this is something cool. It's a little eyeglass thing. You guys should get these. I grabbed some of these for the whole fam. These are just great. Okay, we've used these for years because my daughter's had glasses for years, and even when she was like, she got them when she was 3, but she was like 4-ish, and even when she was, she could use one of these to clean her glasses. So anyways, I'll link to those. Those are nice. Okay, what am I talking about? Listen. We have some things to discuss today. So first of all, how are you guys? I hope that you're doing well. I sure missed you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. We, of course, like, we didn't take a week off from the podcast or anything. And so many of you guys, we were talking birthday stuff over there. And we broke down a lot of like true crime things. We really broke down that Amy Bradley is missing in detail. That's become a huge thing on Netflix, obviously. And I know some of you guys, I'm so sorry. There was a hummingbird that came to the window. Snow White. Listen, I need to pause this and let this coffee wear off. This is my second cup of coffee. I'm becoming like a coffee person. Someone was really offended one time when I showed myself making coffee in my kitchen. They're like, you don't even like coffee. I'm like, thank you for following along, but I have, changed my mind. And I really do enjoy it. And, we need to evolve and change our minds sometimes. Oh gosh, it's leaving a big mess. But and that has to do with a lot of things I'm going to discuss. Like I said, we're going to get a little shameful, okay? But anyways, we talked about it in detail on the podcast. And I know some of you guys don't really love when this whole video, and some of you guys do, I think it's about like 50-50. Would love like a true crime, like nothing but true crime. Because we dive deep into that on the podcast. And my opinions, even on like reality TV and stuff, I don't like follow the crowd. Like I really, feel kind of safe there because it's behind a paywall. But a lot of things there we do that may not be like what is, I don't want to say socially accepted, but politically correct, or like, oh, you just have to say, this opinion on this person on reality TV. I'm like, well, sometimes, okay, the other person's not that great either. You know what I mean? And I don't know, I just don't feel afraid to say stuff like that. I think we should be honest, but I also am very honest about changing my mind and my opinions on things. And as I think that we should be evolved enough human beings to where, we can make some changes sometimes. Okay, about really important things like Labubus. We'll get there. But let me just give a little let me give a little overview. I'm going to talk about a few things I got this week, some good stuff. I want to share with you guys some updates around the house. I got this beautiful antique chest for my birthday, I guess. I found it on my birthday. And and I want to show you guys what we did in our media room, which is really cool. And we'll just kind of do this quick, though. And then at the very end, I am going to share with you guys, not a full overview, because then it would be as long as our flipping podcast, because you can go to the podcast for that. If you're already aware of like the Amy Bradley story or whatever, I think I'm going to give you guys my take on it and some things that are kind of some update things that we've already shared on the podcast. Our podcast went up Wednesday. We recorded on Tuesday. It's already been done and talked about. But I do have a few more things I want to say, and if you didn't listen to that, like just kind of my opinions on that. Okay, so first of all, before we talk about anything else, I did get in I showed you guys this bag, which for a Celine bag, which I've never spent the money on a Celine bag. I do think in general, a lot of designer items now are extremely criminally overpriced. And I've got a great collection. I'm glad that I bought mine when I did. And of course, I'll sprinkle some in every now and then. But I just think we're huge suckers if you are spending the money for some of these items now. And this, I believe this bag was around 800 bucks. And I know that's a lot, but for a real big, beautiful Celine bag, it's really well made and nice. And I really wanted a nice, like, you know, bag like this. I told you guys I was getting the insert for it because this bag, I do feel like really needs one. And this one was very affordable. It fits perfectly. Got it on Amazon. I will link to the exact one that I found, and I was really pleased with this. Just keeps things from, you know, going through the bottom of it, keeps things from maybe staining or poking through this like handmade weave. And I was really pleased with that. So I'm really loving this bag. We have, you know what's so funny? And again, I'm gonna get into some shameful holiday purchases I've made. I'm really resisting. I'm really gonna go to Homegoods. Guys, should we go to Homegoods? I was gonna run and get lunch in a little bit, but do y'all wanna go to Homegoods? Maybe we'll let's go to Homegoods. Oh, I'm looking for my phone. I'm filming on my phone. Are we also perimenopause? Am I brain fogging? I'm forgetting everything. I don't know. Guys, just please bear with me. We are growing together and growing and changing and evolving together. But I don't know, I've been having some real weird like brain fog situations lately. My skin's never been better. I feel great. I don't know, but sometimes I do feel a little like tired. What am I gonna say? Exactly. We're in a wacky and wild part of the year. It's July. It's my birthday. July 16th, my birthday. This is my birthday. And like, I feel like this is like midsummer, right? And I feel like after the 4th, people are just like, where's the pumpkin spice lattes? Summer sucks. We're done with summer. You know, it was like we were dying for summer, and now it's like, no. And I went to Homegoods a couple weeks ago. Me and Livy went, and the whole place is Halloween, which is kind of why I want to go today because there's something specific that I want, which I'll show you guys in a second. How am I going to show you? Because the screenshot's on my phone. I don't know. But listen, so I'll explain what I'm going for, and hopefully I'll find it at Homegoods and we'll talk about it. But I am just kind of, you know, as we all are, we're kind of inundated in this weird part of the year. It is July, it's fully summer. Like the first day of summer wasn't even till like late June. But people were summering it up, you know, in March and April. It's like, no, we just rush everything. And again, here I am about to show you my Halloween village haul, and I'm heading to Homegoods to troll the Halloween aisles. But I'm very particular about this, that I do not want to rush that time, but now is the time that I want to buy the things, the Halloween stuff, even like Christmas things when they roll out next month or whenever, you know, like I want to start buying the good stuff, but I'm not gonna decorate till I do, you know, I want to enjoy this. And for us, you know, we homeschool, so we do start school just slightly later, but I will say for us, we've always taken our huge, like really big, beautiful beach trip, usually in September or October. And it's beautiful, it's hot, it's tropical, it's great, and it extends the summer. And then when you get back, it's like, boom, now it's the holidays. So for me, I still feel like I have so much more summer to live for, okay? So it is a wild time. I feel like we are a little cuckoo right now and confused. But for my birthday, I said, look, I want to go to Hallmark and pick up my other piece of my village. Y'all know I do the Disney Haunted Mansion Village. Now, last year I put it in my foyer, which I'm going to show you what I have in my foyer now because it's a little different. And I like it there, but I just feel like it never went with the vibe. It was all white, and then I was like, what? I'm going to put it in here this year. I'm clearing off that whole table other than the lamps, and I'm going to make it like really cool. Now I have like the floor, you know, the Disney World Haunted Mansion, like our Haunted Mansion, and all the little pieces. It does the ride, and it's cute. Now, every year they release a new little part. They did this year, so I got them. And I don't think, like, they released these as like a Christmas thing. I don't know. And then there's like a tree topper. If you want to do like a Halloween tree, fine. But I think this is cuter as a village, right? I don't know. But last year they had this as a, like, you Disneyland lovers are gonna love this. They had this as like a little statue. But now they have the Disneyland Haunted Mansion, which I've never been to this one. I've just been to the Disney World one, the proper one. I'm just kidding, I get it. We all have our Disney teams. But I'm gonna say, look how cute that is. So I'm gonna have like 2 mansions. And I think only one controls all of them. So I'm just gonna plug one up separately. But the colors on these are so pretty. If you guys saw me do this last year, they light up real spooky. And it plays the whole ride. I mean, sometimes we just sit and we're just like, that's what we do around here. So anyways, that's my shameful purchase number 1. Oh, no, this is not so shameful. Am I putting the Labubus off? I am. We'll talk about it. Just bear with me. Bear with us. So with my Nordstrom points from the anniversary sale, and I have so many points because I bought those Chloe shoes. I have so many flippin' points. I love Anina Bing. Look at this. Look at this. This is gorgeous. It has the little, they still have these in stock. Anina Bing makes the best sweatshirts that money can buy. I got a medium. I really like this. It's like, do I want to wear this today? It is hot, but when I go out, especially in the South, unless you're going to a barbecue or you're gonna be like at an outdoor mall, which, bring back indoor malls, please. Can we just bring back indoor malls? I don't need the aesthetics. I don't need to act like I'm walking on the street. We're not. Put the shit inside and get off it and calm down, okay? Put a dome over all these stupid outdoor malls and call it a day. Or just, you know what? Bring back the indoor mall. I cannot handle it. In the South, it's very cold when you go into, like, if I go into Homegoods in a tank top, the shopping experience ain't gonna be worth it, okay? I need some. So this that I bought during the anniversary sale, you guys, when I showed you guys this, and I figured out like how to do the button a little lower, because I did have it a little too high and it was very like, you know, that freaked out some of y'all, probably against buying it. But I'm just saying you can button it up as high as you want, as far as you want, or you can just wear it as a cardigan. This, when I got it during the sale, I was like, I don't know, like, I mean, I love it because I bought it, but it wasn't like the standout thing. I have been wearing this nonstop. I love it. Now these shorts too, you guys. These are my very favorite style of shorts, but just a few inches longer. I'm not a jorts kind of gal. I think the only time those work is if you wear a really skinny tank top up top and you just don't really care. And that's fine, but it's a look. And it's just not a look I'm going for currently. But these kind of give you the balance and the flattery of a shorter short, but they're good. These are great, like mom shorts without looking like you've given up and you're wearing mom shorts. And these are a little, I always buy my shorts a size big. I'm like a true 28. I used to be like a 27, and then I thought all my stuff's really like 27, like on a bad week, sickly week or something. I'm not living like that. 28 is great, but when I buy shorts, I buy a 29 because I don't like a short that's like, I think they look so much better. They make your legs look better when the short is bigger. Hot tip, and you don't want to be like spilling out of them. Anyways, these shorts, great. Oh, while I'm up, let me grab these things that I got at Anthropologie. So this is where I'm putting my village. Can you guys hear me? But I got the most beautiful, I got 2 of these, but Anthropologie Home, I really do. You can find some really unique things, and that is what kicked off the want for the specific item that I'm going to look for at Homegoods, because I feel like I can find something like it at Homegoods. Look how beautiful these are. So this is like a beautiful smoky purple and a green, and I have a very neutral home, so I love adding little things like this. Like, look, the green. I might put these somewhere in here. Ooh, that'd be pretty, like on that marble table over there. But I got a pair of these, and I love them because they hold a taper, or they can hold a pillar, or they're just pretty sitting, you know. You can even put like a diptyque candle in here because it's that big. But look at this page, because they have little ones, big ones, just like there's like 12 different iterations that you can get of this. One's in more neutral colors. And I just think these are gorgeous, okay? And I don't say we all, but a lot of us have like neutral homes, and add some fun to it, you know what I mean? I think that's really nice. Oh, and then something else, when I ordered, this is what I was getting at Anthropologie. These are my favorite. I always, when I show it to you, I'm like, this is my favorite. These are probably the best. Ooh, this one's looking rough. I gotta steam that. The best tank tops that money can buy. They're thick. They're not too cut in the back. You can wear a regular bra with this. They are not gonna show your belly. They're gonna come right where your jeans stop. And for me, that's a must with tank tops because I don't even like the longer ones because then they bunch up and they look worse. And I'm not a tucker always, you guys. Like sometimes I won't do that. I just want something that's just gonna hit just right. I really wanna put this on. Gosh, I really wanna wear this. But I really wanna wear this, but I don't know. I'll show it on my Instagram. I think I might burst into flame if I do wear that today. Do you know what I mean? Like this is the perfect, because it's like very thin. You could wear this year round though. This is a good buy, okay? This is gonna be worth the money. Now, here's what I was gonna talk about, Purist. Now during the anniversaries, I know you guys are like, I'm done with Purist. I was done with them, those round, they would always drop off our Wi-Fi. They would do weird shit. I just wanted to plug it in and go. Now, here's what you're gonna want. I'm just gonna take you with me. Okay, the lighting's could be real bad in here. What is that? Look what I got. Now, listen, I know the lighting isn't great in here, but you guys, please appreciate this beautifulness. Look how gorgeous she is. I got this at an antique store. I've been spying a chest like this I've been looking for something specific, okay? For maybe like 6 months to a year. I wanted my beautiful horseshoe table here. I'll show you where it is. It's perfect where I put it. But I was just craving some wood in here. I love the tone of our floors. You wanna go like walnut, you know, like I think that's a good vibe. But people, I think we went so off for so many years doing just complete painted furniture and all of that. And I think people are wanting wood back, but this is so beautiful. Look at, it's just gorgeous. And it's got like dovetailed things in it and this beautiful, look at it, like each drawer has like a nice latch. I'm sick. If you guys have all these LED things around here, like all these different remotes, but every single drawer like locks. She is beautiful. The only thing is at some point someone did they didn't refinish the top. I think there was a veneer on the top, which I love that they removed. So it's fine. I could always refinish that, but I love her. And I'm not completely like sold on how I like my foyer table to kind of evolve and change because I like fresh flowers, or I like to kind of change things. I don't know, I might do a different lamp, but I like this alabaster lamp. I think this is really pretty. So I don't know, I might play around with it, but I do have this big arrangement coming that's like green. That's just like, woo. I told Brad that the other day. I was like, can I go get some branches? Or, not can I get branches? Look at my mess. I'm like, can you go forage me some branches? And he looked at me like I had two heads, and I said, look, well, I found this beautiful arrangement, because who's got time? I don't have time to be getting fresh flowers all the time, to be getting big branches. And I was like, this arrangement's a couple $100, it's expensive, you know, but it's got the fake water, it's beautiful. And he's like, no, that's stupid, like, I'll go help you. So we go outside, and sometimes you just have to let them know, like, there's a reason I spend money on some of this stuff. It's like the fake Christmas trees, right? I got those beautiful Balsam Hill trees all over my house. No, I didn't get them all at once. I have acquired these over many years. I've acquired these trees. Took Brad to a tree farm just to tootle around, get some hot chocolate, and, you know, take some snaps for the gram, make some memories with the child so she can say, yeah, we did go to a tree farm. But we're not doing that with the real trees. We're not a real tree family, please. So we go out there, we're wearing our flannel. Brad's seeing the price of said real trees. And just, he's seeing people loaded up. He's seeing the manpower going behind this and the money. And then he's like, okay, go ahead and buy that other Balsam Hill tree. You just buy it, who cares? It's kind of like when you do like a yard sale and it's like a pain in the ass. And then someone's like, listen, I'll just give you $500 to not do the garage sale. Do you know what I'm saying? So with this, long story short, when we went outside, he's like, oh, it's so easy. Let's just find some branches. It wasn't easy. And there was a giant spider on one. And I said, I'm not doing this. And he said, just buy it. So that's going to come soon. Coming soon. But here's the real, I'm sorry, you guys. I don't have time. I'm not getting like a tripod. Here's the real MVP that we're dealing with here. Guys, this is one of these smart Pura devices. Okay. See, you can do it like, okay. you just plug them in and it recognizes the new Pura interface. I don't know what kind of magic they've done. You don't even have to enter your Wi-Fi. They just, boop, they pop up. It's totally different. This one though, you can do schedules. There's 2 different scents in there. They're healthy, you know, they're clean scents. Again, I used to despise them because just the technology really pissed me off. But I really love them now. They have improved them. They're amazing. And they've got more choices than just the one stupid round one. This is what you want. Now, again, Puras are expensive. And for me, okay, I could never plug one in this room and get it to fill. You know, in there I've got a bit, things connect. There's a hole up there that connects. Heating it, let's just talk about the heating and cooling nightmare that is this house. But if you're gonna be like scenting your house, you're gonna be buying a bunch of them and it's too much. That one Pura Smart device is specifically made for more like open concept, which our house technically isn't. It is just kind of a 90s, like, you know, we got the big ceilings, but I do have separate rooms, right? That one Pura device scents our entire lower level, and I've got it on medium. I bought it originally and I put it, so right now you can get it during the sale. I hope they still have it. Even if not, it's worth every penny just to buy from the site. I bought one for Brad's mom for her birthday. She loves it. Their house is similar to ours, but they've got even more space and like more open areas. We plugged that in at their house and like more like rooms that connect from like, they've got like a stair, you know, like just open rooms that normally you wouldn't be able to fill with scent, okay? Like a plug-in or something like that. Like no. Unless you like choke out the whole family, you're not doing that. Plugged it in and we were setting it up together, walked around the corner, 10 minutes went by. It was already on the other side of their house. Like you could smell it. I like the Santorini. That's what I'm using now. And I don't know what the other side is. It's something, but there is a set that the Santorini and the other ones that I'm using is in that's also on sale right now. I will link to those. There's so many sale. Like I stocked up on a lot of refills. I've got one. I've just got one. Now I do also have 2. Okay, but because this one came with the set, but this is now they've made a single. And I stuck it in here because I thought, oh, there's no way the scent does go through here. So I'm gonna put that one, I think, somewhere else. I was thinking like upstairs maybe, but I don't really love to put the scents upstairs, but I might. But I'm telling you what, it scents upstairs too. So get the one and you're done. Like it's amazing. And I originally, when I got it, I put it in the basement because Brad loves something scented in the basement. But I'm always like, I'm not hotboxing you with all these like toxins in the basement. It'll be fine if it smells a little like a basement, okay? And snacks, just, it's fine. So when we got that, my thought was I'm putting that one in the basement because it'll fill all the rooms and I don't have to plug up a million plugins. I'm not kidding. One morning I came and I opened our pantry and I smelled that orange smell because he likes orange flavor, you know, scented things. So I had like an orange one in there from the basement. It seeped through that's how strong it is. It was on high, okay? It had seeped through the floors of the basement somehow and settled in the little pantry. And I thought, whoa, and then I opened the door to the basement and it almost knocked me down. So that's how much it scents. It was too much for the basement with like the lower ceilings. So if you guys have just, you know, an open concept or whatever, grab that. It's nice and you can feel good about the scents because they're non-toxic. I'll link to that, okay? And then also I'm not really sure I'm gonna do that one, but it's great. I love how they're making a little single now, maybe for just a little bathroom or a little bedroom. I might put it in our bathroom, I don't know, but it's fine. What else are we doing? So I really do want to go to Homegoods, you guys. I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh, ooh, okay. I do know one more thing that we didn't talk about. Guys, this is so embarrassing. It is so embarrassing. I am not a Labubu kind of bitch, okay? I'm not a Labubu woman. And I really made fun of these things. And then by the next week I had one. And I lucked out getting my first one. I did not know that the fakes were so rampant. I did get swindled a time or two and I had to tussle with some eBay sellers before I knew like, hey, this ain't the way to do it. You gotta get them from the Pop Mart app, but it's like very sold out. It's nuts. Like, I don't know how people are getting them, I don't know. So I don't even want to show you guys because it's so embarrassing. So this is my first, it's my first guy. Listen, mine are legit. You scan the little thing, it takes you to Pop Mart. It came from Pop Mart. My friend has some kind of shameful, not shameful, I mean, I love it. Like her husband is like, he knows how to get them. Like when they drop, when they really, or whatever, he got them and he got me one. And so they got me her from Pop Mart. Look how gorgeous she is. So then they're sitting together and I'm like, they are having a great time. Now, I don't know what the hell to do with these things. Livy likes them, but we're not like hanging them off our bags or anything. We just move them around the house and like freak out Brad. We had them like hanging off the bar and doing weird things. But I just, they're relaxing in here. They're enjoying their lives. And, I kind of looked at them and I thought, okay, fine, I have them. They're cool. But I'm not the dumb, that's gonna buy clothes for them because I'm a fiscally responsible woman. But these outfits that I saw were only like $14 and I was like, they need some clothes. So I did go on Amazon and I ordered them some clothes. He is wearing papada and I told him if he wants the real thing, he's gonna have to get his ass a job. But from a distance, he's killing it. And this is his girlfriend, Hope. And this is Sesame Bean. They do come with these names. This is Hope. And Hope is wearing a beautiful little Chanel inspired number from the archives of Amazon. And she may have another outfit coming soon that has a little bag and maybe a little sun hat so that they can go on walks together in their hat. You guys, I'm just telling you, this has gone too far. And I'm aware. I know. I thought they were so dumb. I'm sorry, guys, don't listen to me. I thought they were dumb. I thought they were ugly. Closing their ears. Something about it when I opened that box, or when my child, I let her open the boxes first for her to get a thrill, but then I'm like, don't touch these. No, I'm just kidding, And then we look at them and I'm like, I'll be damned if that's not the cutest little thing I've ever seen. And they just feel so good. Now, again, I did get Labubus. I ordered one because I thought, oh, great, I'll be able to find. And the head was on backwards. So know that. And be careful out there, guys, because no Labubu is better than like a fake sad one, because I do, it's just so sad. I feel kind of bad for those though. But yeah, people are insane, like making all these fake ones. Felt good to get that off my chest. It did feel good. Like sometimes, like, yeah, I mean, anytime you do something, a little shameful, or you feel like you do have a little secret, it feels good for y'all to know that I do have 2 fully clothed Labubus in my home now. I feel like I'm like living my truth a little more. Do you know what I mean? Guys, you know what? I'm a little hungry now, and I think I'm gonna go get some lunch, and I think we're gonna go to Homegoods. Let me explain to you what we're going for now, and then we'll talk about I think I'm gonna go and get lunch, and we'll talk about Amy Bradley during lunch. For my village, I've got like some black cloth and some things. I'm gonna get like some of the little spooky moss to kind of put around, put my little village things, and put the houses kind of. But what I really do need, because that branch is like kind of springy looking, I'll move that somewhere else, obviously, because I'll need the space. But I thought maybe doing like some candles or something. I'm thinking but there's so many lights on the village. I'm gonna do, I think, like these beautiful trees that I saw like at Anthropologie, that Terrain brand. Not like, I don't want like bottle brush looking Christmas trees. That is not the vibe of a Halloween village. I want like those maybe about this tall, maybe even some, that are kind of spooky. Look like old black, like oak trees. Now, I did see some, like I said, on Anthropologie, and they're a little expensive, but and I'm prepared to do what I have to do to acquire those. But I also feel that when Livy and these hummingbirds are going nuts. When Olivia and I are going, oh, this is so pretty, went to Homegoods, I swear I saw some, like to the point where like I feel like I need to get there to get them. So I'm gonna go check that out first, because I do feel like I could maybe get a better deal there, obviously, because the ones, they're nice, they're metal, so I get it. Okay, I get it, but and Anthropologie is a place that I do love every year to look at their Halloween and Christmas stuff. And just add in like a little special something. Those little metal bats that I have are from Anthropologie, and my garland, like I do feel like I can find some good things. So let's go Can't believe we're doing this. Okay, this is so embarrassing. We're gonna go buy some Halloween stuff at Homegoods, because we're gonna try to be frugal. Do you wanna go see my theater room real quick? Quickly, I will show you. This is, you just can't film down here. We did paint the media room the same color as this. We've got, it's dark down here. We've got the bar, and then this is a mess because when we did the theater room, we moved those white chairs. I'll show you what we did. And then we're putting our big sectional, like our leather kind of sectional back here, that's now in here. This is where we do the podcast. It's a mess. It's like cookies everywhere. This is like a game room, our pinball machine. This is where the sectional is now. It is a mess. Now Brad was in here last night, so it's not like, okay, this is the back row. And I put like these, remember these little lamps that I linked to on Prime Day? I also got this mural back here because there were these ginormo holes in the wall from where he used to have like this racing simulator mounted. And I'm like, I don't have the time. I'm just gonna buy a big mural. So this mural is kind of pretty. I got it from Society 6 and it was very cheap for what it is. And then when we bought this house, this was built out as a theater, like with, oh yeah, that's R2D2, don't worry about it. It was built out like for a theater, and we did have it set up for a while, but then, you know, things kind of got outdated. Brad's like, we need a new projector. This kind of just became storage and some weird stuff. I did not want our old like theater chairs. This is so dark and weird, you guys. I'm so sorry. Let me turn this up a little. I didn't want, oh God, that's our Shameful Christmas tree. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. There's a lot going on down here. We do have a Star Wars Christmas tree up year round. Don't worry about it. Doesn't really scream like the birth of Jesus. So I'm like, we're leaving it up. Okay. It doesn't need to be a one-time year thing. I wanted to do, again, it's not straightened up because Brad was down here last night. I wanted it to be a little lighter. And so we got these. These are beautiful. They're so comfortable. Like we can, me and Livy can cuddle on two of these together. This is just, these are so nice. We got these from Ashley Furniture. And then that's my storage for all my Christmas stuff. I need to paint that door to match these walls still. We've got our, you know, okay, but look what I did here. This is what I was wanting. So when you come in, there's not a whole lot of space. And I still need to have room to like drag my trees out. But I wanted a little thing here. I'm going to put like maybe a couple little cute little lamps, you know. But I wanted to have a little table that we could put like some snacks on. And down here, everything kind of just gets lost if it's dark. So this is what was in the foyer, and I think it's perfect. So I know you can't really see this very well. This is our cute little cozy theater room. We love it so much. And yep, got a big ass fan up there. We're ready to go. But you guys, if you don't have these little lamps all over your house, you gotta get some. These are so great. Okay, speaking of the Puras, I totally forgot I had this in here. Okay, you've got to get the car one too. I'm telling you, so it's like motion activated. So when I open the door, it comes on. And again, you can do it like, you know, strong, medium, whatever. They sell little mounts where you can mount them, but I just fits in the door. And then I think that's good because then it motions, you know, and you can set it to like when it does hit the motion, you know, like when it feels motion, like it'll stay on for 20 minutes or an hour, whatever. And I'm using the, what's it called? The new car scent. Those are genius. I think this year for Christmas, I'm gonna get everybody, I think I'm gonna get everybody those. The big Puras are nice, like if you really wanna get like a nice gift for somebody, those that I showed the smart device. But again, you might think that's expensive, but then it's like you don't have to buy 5 $40 little plugs. Just get one of those, so much more cost effective. But I think I'm gonna get people the car ones this year. I think that's gonna be like the perfect gift, and it's just the right price. All right, let's go. Okay, I'm feeling good about this. Okay, this is what I'm looking for, but not like lit up like that. Like I want something like metal. Okay. Like see the ones that they have on Anthropology, like the village is kind of like this vibe, but then they have like the little trees that go with it. I'm not kidding you guys, this whole flipping place is Halloween. Look at this. Okay. See, like, I really have a good feeling about this. I even got like the big cart. Okay, I'm feeling it. Listen, I got like a front row parking spot. I feel like things are working out. Like, I feel like we're gonna find this. Little black metal trees. Where are you? They're cute. I get those for my mirror, but do you guys feel like these are kind of done? That'd be pretty though, like on the mirror. Then no, I don't need that. Well, that was kind of a bust, which I'm shocked. Like, I really was really excited to knock y'all's socks off with my, like, you know, going in for this tree, I'm gonna find it. Y'all, I don't know, I swear when I was there the other day, they had so much more Halloween stuff, and I'm not kidding, women were like, you know, going nuts when Livy and I were there, and we did find this little skeleton. Remember, everybody's been looking for little skeletons for years, and we put him in the cart. I'm like, we already have one, but we tootled him around the store a little and let him see the sights, and then Livy was like, I don't need it. I was like, go put him back. You know, we had fun with him. We didn't end up buying anything that day. I feel like people are really buying stuff, but what I did, you guys know I did get something. Now, if you look, I wanted like a stone element, or like, you know, I have something to put on that little front table. I thought like I could get like a little Viola marble tray or something cute, and I thought, oh, it's too much, you know. Like, I've got those tables where you can also see them kind of through there, and so I've got this little marble tray. Like, everything was stuff I already had, but I was like, I kind of want like a this is big, like one of those obelisks. And okay, I have crystal ones and stuff, and I have like a few little ones that are rose quartz that I've had for years. Try to Google like a marble obelisk and find anything that's under like $300. Like, it's stupid. This was $19. That is where you want to go if you want to get like marble doodads. I really thought this was pretty, real pretty. It's kind of like, you know, I mean, like, it's kind of halfway between like a marble, like a stone. What is a stone? And like it says onyx. Beautiful, from Pakistan. $19.99, and this is huge. And they even had a bigger mama that was $29.99, and I thought, I physically can't carry that out of the store, so I just bought this. And it kind of gives that effect of like, looks like a little bit of like a travertine, which I don't know, that's really kind of having a thing, but travertine, I just can't. It reminds me of like 2000s little doodads and stuff. There's a lot. It's like my bathroom tiles. Okay, which I think about that haunts me. When Livy was a baby, I was so desperate to get rid of our spa bathroom. When we moved into that house, it was very 90s, and you know, not as immediate as we should have, but you know, we got rid of the brown and gold sponge paint. We did rock with that for a longer than we should have. It looked like the Cheesecake Factory, and people joke about their homes looking like the Cheesecake Factory. I don't want to hear it unless if your whole house was brown and gold sponge painted. I refuse to, like, you know, even entertain that, because you don't, and you didn't. That was a job. So we've done a lot, but I just truly feel like when you move into a house, like, do not ever, I think if you buy a new house that's older, before you move into that place, if you don't like those floors, you suck it up and rip those up, or sand, do whatever, refinish them. Because once you move in, you ain't never doing that. Paint. But after you get in, live with your old kitchen, live with your old bathrooms, live with your floor plan. Because if you start changing stuff before you live in that house for months, you're gonna make so many mistakes. And we lived with our bathroom for so long, that big old jacuzzi, we ripped all that out, and I love what's in our bathroom. I love the layout. I just wish I would have chosen different finishes, and that's okay. I always told Brad, one day we can redo the shower, one day, but you know, I mean, I just wish aesthetically I would have chosen some different things, but it's pretty neutral. It's not like I went nuts with it, but I'm like, you know what? It's kind of the fun of having a play. It doesn't have to be, I see people just rushing to get everything just right for the gram, and I think that's what's really fun. It's like, well, one day I could redo this or redo that. So I got a house salad, a grilled house salad from Zaxby's with some vinaigrette. It's a nice little healthy meal, I feel. Looks like I'm just gonna be ordering my trees, and I think directly from, I don't know, directly from the company that makes those on Anthropologie. I think you can get like 10% off. And I think you can get 10% off in Anthropologie as well if you're not signed up for emails. Maybe there's an email address or two that I haven't exploited that I could do that, because I would rather get it from Anthropologie than directly from the company. But maybe not, I don't know. So it looks like I will be spending some money. And it is just shameful, like, or how much that damn, those little, just how much those little things cost. Oh, that's not what I was expecting. Okay, it's like a red vinaigrette. Sometimes you just want like some veggies and something fresh, you know? Zaxby's is a great spot to get salads. You know what I'm still really upset about? So first of all, McDonald's did bring back their snack wraps, which is, I'm pleased. But McDonald's used to actually, you would never think this, have the best fast food salads. They had that Southwest salad, like the lettuce was real good, and then at COVID they panicked, and I mean they couldn't, you know, people had to do what they did. They had to cut down some things on the menu. They never brought it back. Like, McDonald's, please bring back your salads. But Zaxby's is a good option. But let's get in. Okay, I want to mention this though. If you guys like true crime and stuff, you need to listen to our podcast, because we've literally covered everything, and anything that goes on, you know, we kind of talk about it. But the Amy Bradley is missing. If you watched it, you watched it. I'm not going to get into everything, but I do want to share some things, like my thoughts and stuff. Again, listen to our podcast if you really want to get really deep on it. But, you know, it's a woman. She was like in her younger 20s. She was traveling in 1998 on a cruise ship with her two parents, her adult brother, who I believe was like 21. He was younger than her, I believe. So she was a couple years older than 20s, okay? People were joking on the ship like they thought they were together. Like they could have been traveling alone. They did not look like super young teenagers or anything. And all of these people, this family was in one room, one tiny cruise ship room. That's not the crime, but we'll get to what the crime was, but that could be seen as a crime. So anyways, they went to they kept saying the disco. They went out that night, they're partying, whatever. Parents were in bed, I guess that's what they said. And her and her brother come back at around 3, or the brother comes back before her. She rolls in 3, 4, whatever, maybe around 3, maybe the brother was back earlier. And they go out on the balcony. She, on her tab, had like 7 drinks that night. They talked about how like they like to smoke, and they were out there smoking, finishing their drinks. So you come back at like 3, 4 a.m. Like it's a good night, okay? You're not sitting out there stone cold sober, thinking completely clearly. I would say anyone. The brother said, I just, went to bed, left her out there. Now the dad says that he wakes up at 5:30 and sees her legs on the balcony. Like he can see them, like I guess through the window, like he can tell she's out there. Then he says literally 10 to 6, that is 20 minutes later, something wakes him up and she's gone. Her shoes are out there. Her Birkenstocks are still out there. She had like an over shirt that was still out there. And the theory is the parents will just say, they will die on the hill that she was trafficked. They were saying, yeah, like there were some weirdos on the boat. Well, I mean, hello. Weirdos, especially on a cruise ship. Okay, there's some people that were being a little weird with her. And they were like literally at the time that if she fell off the boat, or, if she just, they could have seen the lights of Curacao because they were about to dock. And the ship did not, say, they just said, we're going to dock. It would have been nice if they didn't, so they could have fully searched the boat before, it opened. But again, I didn't think about this, but like they do track who comes on and off the boat. So it seems like, but if she was like hidden, or I guess they wouldn't have known that. No shoes. And that's in the documentary, and we talked about this on the podcast, like they did not focus on the fact that, well, they kept saying like the only thing that was missing was like what she was wearing and a pack of cigarettes. And they did not focus in on it all that, okay, there was a pair of shoes missing. She didn't leave, just to go run and get coffee or on her own volition. She would have worn some shoes. Her Birkenstocks were out there. Even if she said, I'm leaving, she would have worn those. I'm taking my Birkenstocks with me, okay? Another, they said that, they can tell when a key card enters a room, which it was 3 a.m. Can't tell when you leave. Did they find her key card? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like, was her key card left behind in the room with her purse and her belongings and everything? Because that would have told me if she would just left to go get coffee and then she was abducted and trafficked. she would have had that key card. But see, it's odd what they focus on, what they don't focus on the documentary, because if they do focus in on the fact that, like, you know, no other shoes were missing, that kind of conflicts with the trafficking theory. Missing key card would conflict with the trafficking, or not, non-missing key card if it was in the room, conflicts with the trafficking theory, because they said they found her wallet and everything, I believe. But they don't focus on that because you gotta think they're making a documentary, okay? And the parents really, really just will not say anything other than that she was trafficked. Another big part of the story to me that not enough people are talking about, and I believe this has everything to do with this story, is that she was, as they said in the documentary, an out lesbian, and her parents were not happy about that. Like, even her parents said, oh, well, we weren't really, you know, we could have handled that better. And, you know, she had friends on the documentary that said, like, yeah, her parents were not happy about that. I just feel like sometimes when parents are on documentaries, and I feel as a parent, I feel for these parents, but again, we have to, like, be truthful here. Sometimes the parents are not the most reliable narrators. I don't say they had anything to do with it, I'm not saying that. If they were, I say a part of that, they were a part of that, they were in the room with her, are they going to come out and say, she was pissed at us, like, we had a big fight, she was very unhappy because we were judging her sexuality? Who's gonna say that? No one. His parents aren't gonna say that, the brother's not gonna say that. They showed this letter that she had written to her girlfriend, very in her feelings, a couple of days before the trip, where she was saying, like, I'm lost at sea, I'm so sorry, like, I guess she had cheated on her or something. She's in her feelings, like, and the glass table was pushed against the railing. She could have been sick, she could have thrown up, she could have flipped over. I'm not sick, it could have been accidental, it could have been, I mean, I'm not saying she's out of her mind. If I was up that late and I'd had that much to drink and I'd been smoking weed and stuff, I'd be on my fucking mind. I'd be on my mind, you know what I mean? Like, or doing Lord knows what else, you know, which, and again, people clutch their pearls. You said that she was drinking, you said that she was under, yeah, people do that. Like, we have to be honest about these things. And I think that a lot of things weren't really focused in on. I do not believe that picture was her that they showed. She just, and we talked about this in the podcast a couple days ago, she disappeared in 98, and she had very, like, her hair was shaved, it was very short. Again, traveling with her brother, with her family, like, you know, she was wearing, like, Birkenstocks to the curb, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And so she disappears in 98, and then this photo surfaces of someone, like, in that area, like Barbados, from a site online of, like, prostitutes, sex workers, like a sex worker website. And this photo looks like it's straight from 1984. It's such bad quality. The hair's teased. I don't believe it's her. They say it looks like the same bone structure. She didn't have any really, like, prominent physical features or anything. Like, she had a Tasmanian devil tattoo. Like, that was not in the photo, which it wasn't, like, maybe in that area of the photo. But my point too, what's incredibly shaky about that is they could track down the IP address, like, go, you know what I'm saying, like, and it's coming from Barbados, all these, like, IP addresses that are, like, lingering on the site. Well, maybe because it's like they say every time that we post an update around the holidays, well, maybe because that's the only time you're posting updates and people in that area are going to look for it. And if you have an IP address, why isn't the FBI investigating that? Why didn't someone on the website advertising the sex worker that the FBI thought was her, why didn't anyone contact that company, set something up? I don't believe it. I hate to say that, but I think everything kind of points to that. She went off the balcony, and that explains why the parents are so adamant about the trafficking thing. Whereas I feel like they kind of know, but also they don't want to feel guilty because of what could have possibly been said or happened during the trip in that tiny confined room. Maybe they had a conversation, maybe something was said. Why was she out on the balcony that late? Did not want to come into that room. Like, they don't want that guilt on them. It's a theory. It's not, like, out of thin air. They talked about it on the documentary. But I think that's something that may not be not focused on, But if they explore everything else in the documentary, you want to be respectful to the parents, but I think it's just about finding the truth. And if you do care about the victim, I think that's really kind of like, you kind of have to be honest about everything. Now the brother, Brad, my husband said, I wonder what his middle name is. That's what I would like to know. Bradley. So sad. I mean, he said they were close. Parents said they had the sunniest relationship. And I'm like, what are they gonna say? You know what I mean? Like, oh, we had a horrible fight, or we had some crosswords. We shamed her about her sexuality, or she was feeling ashamed, as her friends in the documentary said, and other people on other things that have talked about this in the past, close to this, have said. You think they're gonna say that? No. Because then the guilt's gonna be on them. And it's sad. They've already lost a daughter. It's really sad. But the brother spoke out recently. And he said, I'm not happy, it's just paraphrasing, he said something like, I'm really happy with how the documentary like portrayed her. There were some details about her personal life that were not correct. They're still really fighting this lesbian thing. And he said, she was with a man before, you know, like, okay, relax, Brad. Relax, Brad. He said he saw her talking to two women in Sea Org costumes, uniforms, Scientology. Yeah, I'm sure Amy Bradley, an out lesbian woman, really, with all she was dealing with, wanted to run off to Scientology. Please. I don't know. It's a very fascinating story. I think it is fascinating when you watch something like this. Not because of the crime, but because I like to look at everybody. I like to put a puzzle together. And to me, that was just the most glaringly obvious thing, was the family dynamic. I'm not saying they did anything. I'm just saying, a parent, imagine like you have a child, I don't even want to say this, someone in your life, a loved one, you're having a big fight, you're screaming, you're yelling at them, you're saying all kinds of terrible things to them, you're shaming them about something, and then they go off and do something. Like, on Netflix, it's gonna be real hard for you to say like, yeah, we did X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that is why they're really clinging to the trafficking, because they just do not want to believe that they could have any guilt in this, or that their perfect daughter would, no, she didn't feel like that. You know what I mean? I don't know, you know? But I'm not pulling that out of thin air. It was in the documentary. It was literally. And then, what else did I think? Oh, this is wild too. And we only like talked about all of this so much more in the documentary, or in the podcast. And the eyewitnesses, the real thirsty tourist lady, was real excited to talk about this. I think certain things can like color your memory. You want to seem like you've helped, and we've been in that area. You've probably seen some things that are a little questionable. But you've gone play. I mean, you see things sometimes, and you're like, what? And then if you hear of something later, you might put those together, and then say, well, I saw this. It's like when I was swimming with a dead body, and here I am doing that in the lake a couple years ago. This is bad. Okay, what you guys are like, Tiffany, what? We were going to the lake a couple years ago. We were driving over the big bridge, and I saw this thing. I said, Brad, it's a whale. I was just joking, but it looked like a big smooth black back. Weird. Now, you don't see that floating in Alatoona. You see some things floating. See a lot of things floating in Alatoona. That ain't one of them. And I was just joking. I was like, Brad, it's a whale. It's a lake monster. Okay. And it looked like a big black trash bag. And then, you know, we got on the boat. We were really against my better judgment, because I don't F with a lake, but especially like these man-made lakes in Georgia. Let's relax. I'll float on a little thing. I ain't dangling legs. Not dangling legs. But I did that day. A couple days later, we see on the news a body in a bag. His anchor broke free. Someone tried to sink him. Washed up right there. So, Now see, if I see, now I just did that. I'm on the documentary. I saw the body. It was probably, I don't know what it was. Oh, but here's another thing. Do the parents really think she was trapped? Because here's the thing, like, if they think she's in Barbados all these years, as they've said, that's one place they haven't been to Barbados. Like, you feel like an IP address is coming from there and that's her, and that's what you're saying? Go down there, like, walk on the beach, like, let it be known that you're there. You know what I'm saying? They haven't done that. I'm not shaming anybody, but I'm just saying, like, it's not just the parents, it's the brother. I would do that, you know, if I really believe that's what happened. So I don't know what this is really about, you know what I mean? Like, is it about coloring a narrative to, like, protect guilt? Not guilt, because that's, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, you would hold that. I truly feel like she fell off. I just don't feel that she was trafficked. I just truly don't. It's really sad. With the picture with the teased bangs, I don't think that was her. Okay. I just think sometimes, like, with people on TV, with certain things, like, people are afraid sometimes to say that because, oh, well, now you're against the parents. No, like, it's just truly, sometimes you have to be honest about things. It's kind of like the whole Jackson Brittany thing. God, are we going to get into that? No, I don't want to. I refuse. But what I will say is that next season, with Jax not being there, because again, like, unpopular opinions, if I ever say anything bad about Brittany, if anyone ever says anything bad about Brittany, it's like, oh, well, then you're Team Jax. No, like, two things can be true. And I always said, like, if she didn't come bopping on there with the southern accent and the smile, and she had the contrast of Jax, I don't think people would like Brittany as much as they do. And so I feel like next season, because now, like, she's been like the savior. Like, if anyone's next to Jax, you're gonna look like an angel. So I just feel like this next season with Jax being gone, I'm a little worried for Brittany. I think people are gonna, it's not that she's gonna be doing anything differently, it's just that I think the audience is gonna be very free to start saying things that we've all seen for a long time that's a little, you know, or how she's, not a problem, but you watch these shows, you're gonna have opinions. You have opinions on everybody else because now Jax isn't there. So now you can't say, oh, well, you said that, so what, you're Team Jax? No. But I'm really worried. I think she's gonna have a real bad season this next time because she's not gonna have Jax. Okay, what am I talking about? I gotta go. I'm gonna eat this and order my overpriced metal trees from my overpriced village that will bring us so much joy this Halloween season. I'll link to those. And I'll link to the things that I talked about in this video. Do not try to get a Labubu on eBay. They're probably all fake. And eBay, good luck. I joked on the podcast, eBay sides with the buyer unless if the buyer is me. So buy at your own risk. I'll talk to you later.